lot of the shows shut down because of winter, and then they start again in March.
Cool.
But it's a nice place to live. You can go downtown and take in a show or two and do stuff.
Oh, excellent. So, Jerry, I just want to kind of, just chat a little bit, and then,
Well, you just do your thing, whatever you need to do.
I'm curious, when did you move up here?
When did I move here? Well, as far as moving here full time, when I retired in May of 2003 from California, where same place where Bob worked, I did the same job that Bob's doing.
Oh, okay.
And when I retired, we had this home here that we came back every summer while I was still working for our vacation. And we knew that we were going to retire back here because California wasn't the same as it was when I grew up as a kid. It got big and dirty and just wasn't the same place.
Right.
So.
How do you enjoy living here in this area?
Except for missing my mom and Bob and, things like that. I love it here. The people are really nice. It's friendly. I get to do stuff here that I never could do growing up because of the way California's structured. I mean, I can go deer hunting here. I can just walk right out my back door over there and go deer hunting. I can go down here to the lake. I can go fishing. I don't have to drive 500 miles and ask somebody's permission. I can go do it.
Oh, excellent.
And then you get the seasons that we never got in California per se. I mean, as you well know, California's pretty temperate climate year round, and here you get the leaves change, and then spring everything comes back to life.
A lot of snow?
I just like it here. I really do. I've always liked it since I was a kid, coming back here when my grandparents and stuff are still alive. Of course, my mom. You got my mom picture over there.
Clara.
She was born in Bolivar, which is about 40 miles the other side of Springfield. And Springfield's about 40 miles from here. So she was born about 80 miles from here.
Oh, cool. Do you get a lot of snow here?
No, this is pretty temperate right in here. We get usually around, for the total, about 5 or 6 inches total winter. Now there has been times before I came, people said, "Oh, we got 14 inches of snow one time," but that's a rarity. And I came here when I was still working at Christmas time, and it was 50 degrees, and it was just like it is right now. I walked outside in shirt sleeves. And they got what they call the I-44 corridor. You get down the I-44, which is Springfield and north, that's where they get all the really bad winter and ice a lot. And we do get some up here, but not as much ice storms and stuff. But the winter's pretty mild right here recently. And so you get the seasons without, Lynn, my wife, is from Cleveland, Ohio, so she's used to that snow on the ground from late October until May. She didn't like that, and I wouldn't either. But here it's kind of nice. It snows, and then 3 or 4 days later, it's gone.
Right.
And then it might not snow for another week or 2 or 3 weeks, and you get a little. That's kind of nice, but I wouldn't like it if I had to come here and work year round. I don't know as I'd like that, because you do get the extremes. I mean, I wouldn't want, especially if you're an outdoor worker. If you're an office person, that is no big deal. But if you work outside and it's 92 or 93 and the humidity's 80 plus, that's kind of miserable. Or you go outside and it's 10 or 12 degrees or something like that. It's like, wow. But here, if I go outside and it's hot, hey, it's hot. I go back in the house, turn the air conditioner on, it's no biggie. So I enjoy it. Right now, it's nice. I get my boat and I can go fishing. And right down, the lake is right down here. Boat launching ramp is half a mile down the road there, asphalt road. And if I go back behind my house here, I could walk down to the lake. It's about a quarter of a mile back there to the lake.
Oh, cool.
So
How often do you get to see your kids?
not as often as I would like to, being as how most of them live a ways away. So I don't get to see them all that often. I wish I could see them more than I do, but Bob has came more than any of the other kids. He's been here maybe, I didn't count, maybe 4 or 5 times. He came a couple times when my stepdad was still alive, and my mom, of course, is still alive. He came with them a time or two, and he came back with me on vacation a time or two. Steph has never been here. I've asked and asked. Yeah, Dad, I'll have to come one of these days. I said, it isn't that far. You could be here in 12 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
One of these times, okay.
Do you? I'm curious. I know that you said you've been down to see Colette down in Texas, and you've been. I know you went back to California to see your mom this year because you
went for her birthday, basically.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I guess one of the questions that I wanted to ask you was, do you feel like there's any kind of distance between you and Stephanie for any reason? I wondered about that because...
Well, yeah, probably there has been for these many years. I have made overtures and tried to get a little closer, but it just, it just doesn't seem to quite work. I don't know how else to put it. Don't want it to be that way. Perhaps she feels uncomfortable around me because it's difficult, me being a dad. I had 3 kids, and when I had them, I had 2 boys and a girl.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, I got a son that decides he's of the homosexual persuasion. Okay, well, he's a grown man. God bless him. I love him. I don't agree with that, but I love him. And I don't disagree with what Stephanie's done. God bless her. She needs to be happy. She needs to settle that needs to be between her and God.
Okay.
I don't want to be disparaging, and I want to be supportive and loving, because it is she's my child.
Right.
And will be till the day I die.
I know that you've been trying to reach out to her more. I know that you've tried
I've
talk
made
to her
attempts. Maybe not as much as she thinks I should have, or whatever, and I don't mean it to be that way. I really, really don't. I'd like us to be as loving and as close as we possibly can. At my age, I don't have too many more years on this old earthly plane, and I'd like to be as peaceful and loving with everybody as I possibly could make it. I don't know how else to put it, Dave. I wish you and her all the happiness in life. But I'll be perfectly honest, if I could wave a magic wand and change it, I'd do it. But I can't, so I have to be loving and accepting of the way things have worked. And that's what I'm trying to be. That's what I'm trying to work through.
Well, as you said, I do plan to... I plan to offer Steph a ring. Now, I think she's going to take it, but I'm not exactly sure that
I would say if she wants to have a happy life, like I'm sure she should, she'd be foolish not to, because you only pass this way once, and you need a companion in life to go through life with. When I married her mother, I thought that would be for the rest of my life. I'm an old-fashioned guy, kind of like you. When you marry, you promise God that's going to be it. Well, it didn't work out. I'm sorry that it didn't work out. If I could change that, I'd change that too. But that's what happened. You play the hand you're dealt.
Well, as an old-fashioned kind of guy, you know, I've been married twice before, and both times I never met my wife's father, because in both cases my wife's father was already dead. He'd already passed away. So this is the first time that I've ever had a chance to ask anyone who I'm the father of anyone that I'm about to get married to if I can have the hand of their daughter in
Well,
marriage.
certainly, you know, listen, I'm an old-fashioned guy in a lot of ways, and I'm set in my ways, but that doesn't mean I dislike people in any way, or hate, or harbor hatred in my heart. That's not me. God doesn't want you to harbor hatred toward anybody, regardless. You're supposed to love everybody. And I love all my kids, hopefully equally. I try to, but maybe I'm not equal like I should be, but I think I am, and I try to be. I love all of them. They're all my children, all of them.
Cool. So, Mr. Brown, formally, I'm asking you for permission to marry your daughter. May I have it?
You certainly may.
Thank you very much, sir. If you would, just for me, if you just kind of look at the camera right there. If Stephanie accepts my proposal, and I assume that she's going to, but if she does, I'd like you to think, what kind of message of congratulations would you like to offer her on when, you know, she gets the ring, and there are other people that are doing pretty much the same thing. They're going to pre-tape kind of a message of congratulations. So if you just would take a second and just think, what would you like to say to Stephanie after I get, you know, in congratulating her on being engaged to be married?
Well, I'd just like to say, Steph, I wish you all the love and happiness in your life that the Lord can give you. You seem to have picked someone that could be a good companion for you, and I wish you all the love and happiness and togetherness, and just a loving family and relationship. I want to be as close to you as you'll allow me to be, and I understand we come from two different varying areas of our life at this time, but that doesn't mean I don't love you now and forever for the rest of my life. So they put sand over me. I love you, and I wish you all the happiness that God can provide to you.
Thank you. Now, one last thing, and this is kind of, I'll explain this because to me, this is the most fun part. I've arranged for a guy who plays Santa to kind of be a part of this video, and one of the things that I'm going to say during the course of the video after I leave here is I still haven't figured out how I'm going to propose to her. Maybe I should ask an expert. And so the guy that plays Santa is going to pop up at that time and say, well, I have a suggestion. And so what we're going to say is, you know, all the people who are taking part in the video, I'm going to say, so what do you think? And you know, I'm just going to have them with a picture with this sign, you know, like this, just nodding their head saying, yes, I agree. So just, you know, just a little montage right after Santa says, well, I suggest that you do it on Christmas Day, you know, and so if you wouldn't mind just looking at the camera and just holding this little sign and just nodding your head and smiling.
Okay.
There you go.
Good for you.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Jerry. Well, that was fun. I think that was perfect, Jerry. I really do, because honestly, I think that if I know your daughter, she's going to see what you had to say, and